everyone, my name is Nicolas Domanjou, responsible ICT and technical standardization at ILNAS. ILNAS is a public administration under the supervision of the Minister of the Economy. It represents a network of competencies relating to quality, security, and conformity of products and services, and its main mission is to support national competitiveness. In this frame, ILNAS is notably the national standards body in Luxembourg, and it is conducting an ambitious standardization strategy for the decade 2020-2030 in order to promote the involvement of the national market in the standardization process, but also to promote the use of relevant standards or the appropriation of the standards by the national market. So regarding specifically the information and communication technology sector, ICT, ILNAS carries out, with the support of the economic interest grouping ANEC, a specific policy on ICT technical standardization. This policy notably plan to promote the access to relevant standards and also the use of these standards. So in order to facilitate the access to these standards, ILNAS provides to the national market the possibility to consult them for free on reading stations installed across the country. So to give you concrete examples, I will now give the floor to Ms. Natalia Vinogradova, who will present you some examples of ICT standards in the ISO IEC 20000 series, and will explain you how to access these standards using these reading stations. Thank you.
Thanks, Nicolas. Hello, my name is Natalia Vinogradova. I'm the head of the standardization department at the IEC, and I'm today at the premises of LIST, where for an example of a series of standards related to services management, we are going to discover the reading station for published standards available here in the building. Thanks, LIST, for having us here. International, European, German, and national published standards are available for consultations through 9 reading stations available across Luxembourg, one of which is located here at LIST premises in Bilbao. I would show you how to consult the standards in a moment, but before, I would like to introduce you the family of standards related to services management, ISO IEC 20000. This family of standards is connected to ITIL framework for IT-enabled services management, and it can be used to certify organizations that implement them.
Here is a presentation of ISO IEC 20000 family of standards on service management system. In this presentation, we will first get an overview of the family of standards, then discover the benefits of implementing a management system in an organization, going then more into details about some parts of the standards family, and concluding by introducing to you the possibility of contributing to the content of these and actually many other standards. What is an ISO IEC 20000 family on service management? It is based on ISO IEC 20000-1 that contains requirements to a service management system and consists of 7 published and 3 in development standards. The first part, ISO IEC 20000-1, is a so-called management system standard that is subject to conformity assessment and that correlates with the famous Service Management Framework for IT Services, ITIL. Let's first see what is a management system standard and how it is beneficial for the organizations to comply with it. Then we will go through the parts of the 20000 family and we'll stop on 3 parts. The main part, ISO IEC 20000-1, describing the management system requirements. One part that describes the relation with ITIL, and one recently approved new work item, that the relation with ITIL and DevOps is discussed. According to ISO IEC definition, a management system is a set of interrelated or interacting elements of an organization to establish policies and objectives, as well as processes to achieve those objectives. Thus, a management system standard can contain requirements regarding the policies, objectives, and processes in the organization, and recommendations on how to achieve the requirements. Moreover, since an organization can be active in different fields, there is a mechanism that allows for the implementation of multiple management systems, such as a high-level structure. It allows indeed for the combination of requirements for different fields in one system. Since management systems are about setting and reaching the objectives for an organization, it brings a number of benefits of implementing them. It helps to bring order into the organization and harmonize the organizational practices, at the same time reducing the duplication of effort. Given the whole organization follows one set of processes where appropriate, it facilitates the communication and risks mitigation, also improving the quality of products and services and increasing market acceptance. Subject to review by top management, a management system allows to focus on sustainable development. The first part of ISO IEC 20000 family is a management system standard. So, what does it focus on? Published in 2011 and reviewed in 2018, the first part of ISO IEC family is entitled Information Technology, Service Management System Requirements. The document specifies requirements for an organization to establish, implement, maintain, and continually improve a service management system. These requirements cover the planning, design, transition, delivery, and improvement of services to meet the service requirements and deliver value. It can help both organizations and its customers to respectively provide and receive good quality services. Since it is a management system standard, it can be used to perform conformity assessment against the specified requirements, resulting in a certification. As per ISO survey that they conduct regularly to assess the usage of management system standards, in 2021, their organizations worldwide detained more than 11,500 of certificates for the compliance with ISO IEC 20000-1, with 2 of them in Luxembourg. The figure on this slide illustrates a service management system, as discussed in the ISO IEC 20000-1. Many of the requirements are taken from a high-level structure, enabling an organization to align or integrate multiple management system standards. These are split across the clauses for the context of organization, the role of the leadership of the organization, the planning of organization's activities, the support for the implementation of the management system, the operation of the management system, the evaluation of organization's performance, and continual improvement. The structure of clauses is intended to provide a coherent presentation of requirements rather than a model for documenting an organization's policies, objectives, and processes. Each organization can choose how to combine the requirements into processes. The relationship between each organization and its customers, users, and other interested parties influences how the processes are implemented. We have covered the main part of the ISO IEC 20000 family, providing the requirements for a service management system. This part is complemented by other published or in development standards. Among published standards, Part 2 provides guidance on the application of service management systems in general. Part 10 explains various related terms and concepts. Part 3 and 5 provide guidance on the applicability of the first part and its implementation, respectively. Part 6 addresses the bodies providing audit and certification of service management systems. Finally, Part 11 explains the relationship between ISO IC 20000-1 and Service Management Framework ITIL. Let's get into more details about this part 11. It provides guidance on the relationship between Service Management System requirements from ISO IC 20000-1 and IT-enabled Service Management Framework ITIL. On the one hand, it addresses the organizations that already implemented ISO IC 20000-1 and seek guidance on the use of ITIL to establish and improve their service management system. On the other hand, it aims at supporting the organizations using ITIL and would like to know how it can be used to support efforts to demonstrate conformity to the requirements from ISO IC 20000-1. The annexes to this document provide useful correlation between the terms and clauses of both documents. So what exactly is ITIL? Introduction to the framework is provided in the 11th part of ISO IC 20000 family, but can also be found elsewhere. ITIL aims to connect various approaches to the management of digital technology into a holistic and comprehensive framework to address IT service management. ITIL practices describe an operating model which outlines the key activities required to respond to demand and facilitate the value realization through the creation and management of products and services. ITIL practices are covered by 7 publications. ITIL Foundation, that explains the key concepts of service management. ITIL drives stakeholder value, that provides guidance on establishing, maintaining, and developing effective service relationships at appropriate levels. ITIL Direct, Plan, and Improve, that helps to align service management with modern business requirements, drive transformation, and embed continual improvement. ITIL Create, Deliver, and Support, that demonstrates how to integrate service management practices into end-to-end value streams by addressing cultural and team management aspects. ITIL High Velocity IT, that explains how to address the specifics of digital transformation in order to embrace the technology within the organization. ITIL Digital and IT Strategy, that follows the ITIL Continual Improvement model to develop a digital strategy and covers digital leadership, innovation, and management risks. ITIL Practical Guides, that provide guidance on the general management practices, service management practices, and technical practices that are sets of organizational resources designed for performing work on accomplishing an objective. The ITIL practices described throughout these documents can be mapped to the requirements presented in clauses of ISO IC 20000-1. For example, understanding the context of organization and its needs, in the sense of ISO IC 20000-1 service management system, is considered in various ITIL publications. Thus, ITIL Foundation discusses, among others, the roles of service providers, service consumers, and other stakeholders. ITIL Digital and IT Strategy discusses the organization's positioning in the market and issues influences it. And ITIL Practical Guides discuss various practices in terms of strategy, architecture, portfolio, and relationship management. Operations aspects from ISO IC 20000-1 are considered in ITIL Foundation's Direct, Plan, and Improve, and Practical Guides. ITIL focuses on planning of work and resources to provide services, discusses organizational change management, measuring and reporting, and elaborates on the process, design, and control. For a last example, continual improvement in terms of ISO IC 20000-1 is mainly discussed in ITIL Practical Guide and Digital and IT Strategy. There the topic is covered holistically with organizational practices and services value delivery in mind. Other ITIL documents address the continual improvement in a more punctual way. One of the changes in the current version of ITIL framework, ITIL 4, is the integration of agile methodologies and DevOps principles into IT service management strategies. Similarly, ISO IEC 20000 family is being extended with a new part, number 15, on the application of agile and DevOps principles in a service management system. This part shows how even more value can be created for the consumer and service provider by using more flexible methodology. As already mentioned before, the published parts of ISO IEC 20000 family can be consulted free of charge on one of the 9 reading stations spread across Luxembourg. The list of locations that the reading stations are available is now on the screen, and you can also find it on our website, portailqualité.lu. The standards on the reading stations are available in read-only mode. If you would like to be able to access the content of the standards in any location and be able to share it within your organization, you could buy it via ILNAS eShop. ILNAS eShop gives you access to more than 200,000 normative documents from national, German, European, and international standards development organizations at a competitive price. Last but not least, you have an opportunity to contribute to the content of standards currently under development or to the revision of the published standards. The International Committee responsible for the development of ISO IEC 20000 family of standards is entitled ISO IEC GTC1 SC40 IT Service Management and IT Governance. Through our national standards body, ILNAS, you can become a part of the national and international group of experts working on the topic. To do so, you can fill in the registration form or contact us for more details. My personal contact details are available here on this slide. I would also be your contact point if you would like to learn more about standardization in the area of artificial intelligence, health informatics, financial services, and so on.
So now let's check the content of the published standards of the series ISO IEC 20000 for services management. For your information, in the same way, you can consult other published standards that you are aware of, or search for the standards related to a specific topic.
Here we are at the main screen of the reading station. On this front page, you can enter in the search bar the numerical reference of the standard or a few keywords to look for standards related to a given topic. You can also specify the committee or the publication date in the advanced search. I will now use the numerical reference of a standard I presented to you before. ISO/IEC 20000-1. You can see that the search engine found a few standards that start with this numerical value: 1, 10, 11. The first one is the one that we are looking for. By clicking on it, you gain access to the page where you can download the PDF of the standard in English or French, since it was translated in French. You also have some additional information about the technical committee in which the standard was developed, the publication date, or the previous versions of the standard. By clicking on the PDF icon in English, for example, you will gain access to the content of the document. You first have a warning, because the reading station is only to read standards, not for printing or distributing them. So by accepting this warning, you gain access to the document. On the front page, you have the number, the numerical reference, the title. If you scroll down, you have the table of contents, and then later, the full content of the document.
We have reached the end of the presentation. I hope you have gained useful insights about the standards related to services management, and you will now benefit from the reading stations to consult the published standards. The service is unique to Luxembourg, so please don't hesitate to use it. If you have any questions related to this presentation, to the reading stations, or to the standardization process, we will be happy to answer them. Standards do exist for a variety of information technology topics, such as artificial intelligence, software development, data management, etc. So we would be really delighted to provide you additional information on the topic of your interest and also explain you how you contribute to the standards development in the area of your expertise. It was my pleasure to talk to you today, and I really hope to see you in person soon.